It was nighttime. The glow of a computer monitor illuminated Ava's face in shades of pink. She sat in front of her microphone and camera, waiting for her TikTok live stream to begin. All around her, colorful fairy lights twinkled. This was her special pinklit TikTok setup. It was the reason why all her followers thought she was so pretty. Her followers were growing rapidly. Ava had suddenly gone viral a few weeks ago with the funny dance challenge. Now she had over 6 million followers, and most of them were under 18. This gave her some leeway when it came to adult fans. Most of her viewers were girls who wanted to be like her. They gushed over her pink aesthetic and complimented her on how pretty she was. But there were a few boys too, and they said things like, marry me, or get in my car, babe, I'll take you somewhere. At first, these comments had made her laugh, but then they started getting weird. Her mom called out from the kitchen, Ava, dinner's ready. Coming, Mom. Ava quickly pressed the X button to close the stream. Just as she did, a strange comment appeared on her screen. I know where you live. Ava laughed and ignored it, but then her mom came into the room. What was that comment? Why were you reading it out loud? She asked. Ava hesitated. Should she tell her mom about the comment? She looked at her mom, whose expression had turned serious. In the end, she decided against it. Oh, nothing, she said. Just some weird guy trying to scare me. You sure? Her mom leaned against the door frame. 'Cause you kinda look scared. No, I'm not. I'm just tired, Ava replied. She hoped her mom believed her. The next morning, Ava got dressed and went downstairs. Bye, Mom. I'm going to shoot a new TikTok video, she said. Okay, be careful, her mom answered. Usually, she walked to the park across the street from their house to film her TikTok. But since the incident yesterday, she decided she needed some more privacy. So instead, she went to a big shopping mall nearby. She found a large parking lot and filmed herself dancing in front of an empty store. As soon as she was done, she ran back to her car. But as she drove home, she received a text message. It was from one of her followers. Hey, Ava, what are you doing at that shopping mall? I'm here, too. Surprised, Ava replied. Really, me, too. What a coincidence. Then the girl wrote back. Let's meet up at that fountain in the middle of the mall. We can take a selfie together. Ava didn't want to disappoint her followers, so she agreed. Maybe it'll be fun, she thought. But after meeting the girl, Ava's smile faded. I'm sorry, but do we know each other? She asked hesitantly. Don't you recognize me? It's me, your fan. I follow you everywhere, the girl replied. I'm sorry, but I have to go now. And with that, Ava hurried away. Meanwhile, at the police station, Detective Nikki was reviewing Ava's case files. This wasn't just a missing persons case. This was a stalker-based cyber case. She opened AA's TikTok, Instagram, and Discord accounts and began to look for clues. Since Ava was a popular influencer, she had tons of online activity. Nikki was overwhelmed with the amount of data. After several hours, she finally noticed a pattern. On every one of Ava's posts, there were multiple comments from the same user. His username was @ForeverAva99. If she clicked on his profile, she could see he only followed Ava. Your room looks pink today. He wrote him one comment. I saw you at that cafe near school. Why are you ignoring me? The comments were creepy and made Nikki shiver. This person was obsessed with Ava, and Nikki was determined to find him. Before she knew it, it had been 3 days since Ava went missing. Her mom couldn't stop crying. Nikki knocked on the woman's door and stepped inside. "Do you recognize this hoodie?" she asked, holding up a piece of evidence. The mom shook her head sadly. "Where is she?" she whispered, burying her face in her hands. "I'm sorry," Nikki said softly. "We don't know yet. We're still looking for her." She pointed to a chair. "Can you tell me everything you know about your daughter's online activity?" The mom nodded, sat down, and began to speak. While Ava's mom was talking, Nikki went through all of Ava's social media posts. She had a stroke of luck. One of the posts was from a TikTok duet. To make a TikTok duet, two people can appear side by side in the same video. One person records their side, and then the other person can record theirs. When Nikki played the video, she could see that Ava had used a funny filter to cover her face. It was supposed to look like a baby, but what caught Nikki's attention wasn't Ava. It was the background. She could see the reflection of a man in the glass behind Ava. He seemed to be watching them intently. His face was blurry, but the hoodie, posture, and sunglasses were somehow recognizable. The same hoodie that Nikki showed to Ava's mom. Could this person be connected to Ava's disappearance? Nikki asked for the video to be enhanced and zoomed in. She took a screenshot and compared it to security footage from the mall. Both images were from the same angle. Nikki was certain now that this person was the same one seen in both places. He had followed Ava from school to the mall. Now that she knew he had a physical presence, finding him wouldn't be so difficult. All she had to do was trace his IP address. She spent hours scouring through Ava's comments. Then suddenly, she found something. The IP address changed whenever he posted a comment. Most likely he was using a public Wi-Fi connection, but there was one comment that was different. It didn't have an IP address. That meant it was posted from a personal connection. This was her big break. If she could find this IP address, she could track the boy down. After running a few checks, Nikki got lucky. The IP address led her to a cyber cafe. All she had to do now was trace his cell phone signal. She requested the CCTV footage from the cyber cafe. Sure enough, the boy was there. He was sitting at the computer and typing furiously. As soon as Nikki saw his face, she recognized him instantly. He was a dropout from Ava's old high school. His name was Dylan, and he had always had a crush on Ava, but she never noticed him. He was jealous of all the boys who asked her out. "Why doesn't she notice me?" he would always say to himself. Then one day, he heard about TikTok. "That's it," he said. "I'll show her how popular I am. I'll become a famous TikToker." So that's what he did. But as the weeks passed, he realized he had made a mistake. He should have pursued Ava in real life instead of online. Why does she ignore me? Does she hate me? Is that why she won't reply to my comments? He typed out another message. "I know where you live." Then he hit send. Nikki was following Dylan's movements closely. She had found his car in the parking lot and was waiting for him to come out. Then she would arrest him. Finally, he left the cyber cave and got into his car. He drove past the mall and headed to a secluded part of town. Nikki followed closely behind. Dylan stopped in front of an abandoned electronics store. He got out of the car and went inside. Nikki called for backup and entered the building. She found Dylan in an underground storeroom. In front of him was a chained and padlocked metal cabinet. Inside that cabinet was Ava. She was alive but distraught. Her pink hair was tangled and dirty. She had no makeup on, and her eyes were swollen and filled with fear. "Dylan, let her go," Nikki ordered. "You're under arrest." "Oh," Detective Dylan said with a smile. "I knew you would come to save the day." "Please, please don't hurt me," Ava cried. Nikki pulled her out of the room. "It's okay. You're safe now. You're going home," she said softly. Ava broke down in tears as Nikki handed her over to the paramedics. "I didn't think this could happen to me." It was just tick-tock, she whispered. A few days later, Ava's mother was hugging her daughter in the hospital. She couldn't stop apologizing to her child for not believing her earlier. Detective Nikki stood outside the room, watching them. Some people chase followers, she said to herself. Others chase people, and that's where it becomes dangerous. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.